All right, how we doing? Welcome to TTLR&R, the Drag the Lake reaction and review channel. Over here, we watch music videos, we listen to albums, and I tell you how I feel in the moment. It's a good time. I think you should hang out. If you like this, check out the main podcast, the main channel, Drag the Lake. It's a good fucking time. We do album reviews and podcasts over there. So today we're talking about Falling in Reverse and their new song, Prequel. Falling in Reverse is an interesting band for me. I've liked a lot of their stuff, but I would never call myself like an active fan. I've been a fan of some of the stuff they've put out. I've definitely been a fan of just, watching Ronnie Radke from afar, as a dude who finds people very interesting, and also, I'll admit it, I love a little bit of drama. Ronnie Radke is a weekly source of entertainment for me. So I don't know if I would flat out be like, I'm a fan of his or I'm a fan of Falling in Reverse, but I've many a time had some stuff. I've many a time seen some stuff they've put out and I've enjoyed it. I've also not enjoyed a lot of their stuff. So I'm always excited to see what he puts out, what they put out, because it's always a mix. It's they've gotten into this point where they're not really one central genre. I think they always come back to sort of a metalcore-centric thing, but, they put out one song, I forget what the fuck it was called, but it was, 2 music videos before. It was the one where they came out with the guy from Slaughter to Prevail, and I believe Tech Nine was on it. And I remember that was a funny thing because it made me realize how angry Ronnie Radke makes people, because it's like people aren't able to give him... There's a lot of people out there aren't able to give him credit where it's deserved. And I think that's an important thing when you're sort of talking about music, critiquing music, just being a genuine person. There's a lot of times, I'm trying to think of a good example. Oh, perfect example. A dude I'm not the biggest fan of, Logan Paul. I'm not, a lot of people know him, obviously. A lot of people not a huge fan of his. But I'm also a huge wrestling fan. And, I got to give credit where credit's due. I may not love Logan Paul the person, but when I see him wrestling, I'm like, this motherfucker's good at it. And to be perfectly honest, the shit that makes him annoying makes him a great fucking wrestler. So I think it's important when you're going about your day to be straight up like that, not let your sort of emotions cloud your judgment. And yeah, I think that happens a lot of times with Ronnie Radke and Falling in Reverse in general. Do they always hit? No. When they put out that country song, I kind of rolled my eyes at it. Not that I'm a country hater. It was just, it was fine. I will say it probably was I don't know how that one did, but I could see that one getting up on the country charts because for what it was, it did its job. I personally just don't like that. I just personally don't get on board with that sort of thing he did. That sounded way more heavy than I meant it to sound. But you guys get what I'm saying. I just didn't like the style of music that much. But regardless, I'll quit yapping because what I'm about to say is regardless, whenever Ronnie Radke does something, I can't help but pay attention to it. So this just came out yesterday. It is called Prequel. And it's by Falling in Reverse. Let's check it out. Are we doing Dune? It feels like Dune. This is what he's smart about too, is he always knows how to be sort of culturally relevant. He's not getting his way into the mainstream, but he's almost parallel to the mainstream. Because if you look at his numbers, if you look at the numbers of Falling in Reverse, they're comparable. You know what I mean? Let's just look it up real quick. Falling in Reverse, he's this one in a day, it's almost got 1 million views. He put out that song 2 months ago. The country one I was talking about with Jelly Roll, 9.5 million. This one 3 months ago, 19 million. A year ago, 83 million. So Falling in Reverse is a fucking interesting entity because like I said, they're not mainstream, but they almost might as well. It's hard to tell nowadays what even is mainstream. I think in my opinion, mainstream sort of constitutes something that is sort of in the vague collective unconscious. The same way how, now Post Malone does way bigger numbers than him, but like Jelly Roll's a guy who Jelly Roll, if you're just a person going through your life, there's a good and you're paying attention vaguely to music, there's a good chance you know who Jelly Roll is. There's a good chance you know who Post Malone is. But if you're not paying attention to metalcore or heavy music or stuff like that, you could go your whole life without not knowing who Ronnie Radke is. And I think, that's sort of the distinction with it. Now, he's doing comparable numbers to someone who's a little bit more well-known, but he's not locked into that machine that sort of distributes info to sort of the collective unconscious of all of us. So that's why I would say Falling in Reverse and Ronnie Radke is, while doing almost mainstream numbers, they're definitely parallel to the mainstream. So let's go back to the actual song.
No way. Deadline.
God damn it. I'm watching this on my free account. This is just a shame. All right.
Stop that. Dear diary, I've been searching for a higher me. I'm in the sky in the pilot seat, trying to stop my mind from spiraling, and that's irony. I'm just looking for a resolution. I just want to be a better human, but it's hard when everybody's acting stupid. Pardon me if that came off rude. I just have a bad attitude with the world and not just with you. It's the side effects of abuse. I admit I'm a little strange. I don't think that I'll ever change. I survived a whole life of pain. You could say I escaped my fate. I'm a cynical, egotistical, unpredictable, hardened criminal, and I can be a little hypocritical, but I'll admit it straight to your face. I'm unbreakable, irreplaceable, undeniably inspirational. I use everything I had available to make me the person I am today. Dear diary, I just had another wild dream. I was in a world that admired me, and when I woke up I was smiling, and that's irony. You talk a lot but you don't even know me. I'm just hoping that my testimony will inspire y'all to stop acting phony. Pardon me if that came off weird. I don't mean to be mean, I swear. I have been through a lot this year. I just want to make a few things clear. I don't like it when people hate behind my back and not to my face. Nowadays it just feels so fake, so I'll cut the grass to expose the snakes. I'm unstoppable, it's impossible. You don't want to see the diabolical side of me that never stops is volatile, so I suggest you stay in your lane. I'm unapologetic, you know where it's headed. I will never ever let up off the pedal. I got the spirit of every warrior in me. Ever back the fuck up, get out my face. You enslaved the labor and you praise the fascists. You kiss the hand that takes half in taxes, faking outrage and being seen.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what? I'll be honest on whatever about this whole fucking thing where he's kind of doing the rap and he's kind of like, I'm going to go after the fakes and the lames and the snakes, kind of a thing you've heard a lot. The production is grandiose, but I got to be honest. You're always going to get me when you start bitching about taxes, dude. Preach, brother Ronnie, preach.
Generation with no self-esteem. It's time to rise up and stand against them. Break the chains and finally see the vision. We're post-traumatic from a broken system. Follow me into the chaos engine. It's time to stand. It's time to fight. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, Ronnie Radke's an interesting dude because I see him on Twitter all the time with like a lot of his opinions and stuff. And he's a guy who I think I would actually probably agree with him on a lot of things, like philosophy, like sort of like your life philosophy perspective, political stuff, but he just has that way of just like, shit, this is why people who think like us are lame, because it's like he'll be on the nose from a like from the core of the issue, he'll be on the nose, and then he'll put out t-shirts or hoodies and stuff where he's like, fuck cancel culture, and you're like, shit, I want to like you, dude, but you keep making me cringe with shit like that.
To twist the knife, your sacrifice, to break the curse, prepare to die, prepare to burn, abandon hope, it's not enough, cause all our gods abandon us, your sacrifice, to break the curse, light the match,
Oh. Oh shit, is he saying? All right, dude. He's saying you're like Jesus. Oh man, that's so funny. That's fun. Hey, you're having fun, Ron. I will say props to him on the production level. Because a lot, music videos aren't what they used to be. So I don't think a lot of bands are putting that same type of budget into the video. And, this is obviously like heavy CGI, but, this is the quality of it is a couple step downs from like a fucking movie you'd see on Netflix or some shit. Like it's not the quality, like from a technical standpoint. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him putting himself on the cross. Cause it's like, yeah, you might be a little wrapped up in your own shit. Because he's one of those dudes who it's like, yeah, he gets a lot of hate, but you're also like an instigator. And I don't know exactly how to walk that line. I don't necessarily blame him because I'm sure there's a lot of people that wake up and they're like, how do I hate Ronnie Radke today? But he's also a guy who seems like he wakes up and he goes, how are people hating me today? It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy to a degree where if you're constantly... I think about it with like if I want to, I can go on Twitter and immediately find shit where people are being like racist to white people. And then I could just be like, everyone's so fucking, you could easily find, like I've seen some of the most heinous shit said about white people on Twitter. And you could like live in that world online at your house, in your phone, and you could just, if that's what you choose to do during the day. But then when I walk outside, like no one's got beef with me. You know what I mean? So you have to keep that perspective to be like, yeah, there's definitely people out there that are fucking hateful to people like me. But I know in my personal time, it's like the only time I see it is if I like seek it out or accidentally stumble upon it on Twitter. So Ronnie Radke may do good from some perspective on that. But like I said before, I get where he's coming from because there are people that probably wake up every day and they're like, how the fuck do I hate Ronnie Radke? But there's a double side to that sword where it's like he also probably spends his day waking up like, who's fucking mad at me? And if that's your mindset, you're going to find that shit. If that's what you believe the world is, you're going to find that. All right. There we go. Prequel. Yeah, as a standalone song, I wasn't too hyped on I was like whatever about the pacing of it, but when you call a song prequel and it kind of has that vibe, like it's building up to something that it doesn't necessarily get to, you're like, well, it was probably meant to be like that. You know what I mean? If this was like the radio single, I'd, be whatever about it. Yeah, on the whole, I'm like whatever about that. It's not really my thing, but like I don't know if I could necessarily say like it sucks. It's just I don't know. It's not my thing. The video is a little too grandiose. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, calm down, Ronald. It's okay, dude. It's not that serious. A little dramatic for my personal taste, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm right, I guess. There's 800,000 people who most of those probably disagree with me. I am curious. They turn off the dislikes. I am curious what the dislikes are on that. But I know there's a way to look it up, but I'm not going to figure that out. I'm just going to assume things. But yeah. Yeah, musically it's fine. It's not my thing, but it's from what I know about music, it sounds like it's if that's your thing, it sounds like it was executed very well. So yeah, man. Yeah. I don't even know if that counts as I disliked it. It's not my fucking thing. It's like how I feel about Indian food. Like my wife loves Indian food, and every time we get it, she's over the fucking moon, and every time I'm just like, this is fine. Not that I've had bad Indian food. I've definitely, but I was about to be like, I love butter chicken, but it's the most honked up version of Indian food. It's like, obviously you like butter chicken, dickhead. But either way. All right, man. Thanks for watching. Do these all the time. So if you like this, hit the subscribe button and watch some more fucking videos. All right. Love you. Bye.